Forgive me, for I have sinned. It's been 4 weeks since my last video.
I understand. Make 3 videos and 1 live stream.
It's not as if I haven't been up to things here. I just put up the big barn here for the motorhome. Because we've got a shorter growing season here, there is much more work to do. I'm trying to protect this peach tree right now from the horses, and they're reaching in. So what I did is I got myself a little hot wire. Ow! Yeah, that works. This weed eater has become my best friend and my worst enemy. I'm on it twice a week. And then again, one of my favorite of all time things to do, going back to the old days at the old K6 UDA ranch, shoveling horse poop. Now look, it's not all work out here, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of fun to be had. We started doing some side-by-side riding with our neighbors, and I found that my old 800 just wasn't cutting it. So I sold that, and I just bought this 1000 XP. And definitely don't forget about the Jeep. I've had this thing for many years now, and I continue to have a great time with it. Look, guys, Idaho is about everything outdoors, and our lifestyle was active before. It's more active now. I've got to keep Mrs. K6 UDA happy, so we've got to do the things that Mrs. K6 UDA wants to do to keep her happy too. It's not all work out here, although there is a lot of work to do during the growing season here, but we are playing hard too. Let's go take a look at that. Bob is here at Redfish Lake in beautiful outside of Stanley, Idaho, having a great weekend right now with Mrs. K6 UDA, and let's see, enjoying the mountains, enjoying everything out here. Yeah, it's been crazy busy, guys. That's why you haven't seen any videos from me. You know what? Shorter growing season. Things are moving very, very quickly at the new Brodowski Ranch. So you gotta bear with me, because this year during growing season, I got to do stuff around the house. I am still working on Studio A and Studio B, which brings me back to Studio A. I realize you can't get back the last 3 minutes, and I don't want you to. The whole thing is, this is a balance. I'm trying to learn to kind of balance my new life here in Idaho along with my YouTube life, which, yes, I have neglected, but I can always come back to you. I consider us like friends. We don't have to talk to each other every day or every week, but when we do, it's gonna be more meaningful. And to that end, I realize this is still a ham radio show. And today we'll do a little bit of ham radio. We'll talk about some of the burning questions that I've seen in the emails and the comment sections on the channel. So the first question, this comes via YouTube. Do you have a video on how to speak when doing a satellite contact? I know you have to be fast, get in and get out, but the lingo moves so fast. When do I put my call out and what do I say? Egan, yeah, it's true. Satellites move very, very fast. There's a ton of people trying to get on. It's a huge pileup every time a satellite jumps in orbit or flies overhead. So find a break, put out your call and your grid square. That's it. That's all I do, and I wait and get a listen. If there's another opening at the tail end of the pass, throw it out towards the back end of the pass. Sometimes that'll help, and you'll pick somebody up. But just keep trying. Question number 2 from Ron Daughtry. This one's from YouTube. I need your help, Bob. Can you bring your ladder? No, really. I need your help. No. Question number 3 from Blackheat 1028. This is another one from YouTube. I think this is a little more for the beginner that has enough knowledge to be dangerous. I think you should actually do a mini series on Ham 101. Like how you mention a base antenna, but you don't go into details. If you are using an HT, do you get a tri-band just to be covered if they only have a dual band in case they want a tri-band later? Also, what about connectors to the HT? They might not know that they are not the same. There's a lot more to unpack for the truly just got my ticket ham. Love your channel, love your shack, good video. All right, Blackheat, great idea. Yeah, there's a ton of different connectors. There's the typical SMA males and females, depending upon if you've got a Chinese radio or a Japanese radio. There are BNC to SMA adapters. There are BNC antennas, which are kind of an older standard antenna, but they adopted the SMA for cost and for miniaturization. There's also a ton of adapters for everything from SMA to all the way to PL 259s, SO 239s. Maybe I'll do a whole segment on different connectors. Question number 4 from Nunya Bidness. This is from YouTube also. If shit hits the fan due to an EMP, that digital system will be a paperweight. Nunya, look, if you're a proper prepper and you're prepping for an EMP, you're gonna know. Keep a radio in an EMP proof bag. Keep that bag in a Faraday cage. That should be fine. If everybody in your group does the same thing, you're gonna have an unadulterated working digital radio on the other end of this EMP. But oh my God, the internet is gone. Yes, what do we do now? Look, there's gonna be a lot of guys that are gonna have analog radios that are gonna make it through the EMP just because they've used a Faraday cage. So you find yourself in a grid down survival situation. You need tactical communications and you need them secure. Now the only thing that I've changed here is the fact that I am now transmitting in a digital mode. The upper VFO is receiving me just fine. You can understand me just fine. The bottom VFO is still in FM, which is most of the people out there, what they're going to hear is hash. What makes digital special in a grid down situation is the fact that not very many people are going to have them. So if not very many people have, say, a fusion radio, 2 fusion radios on a simplex channel equal secure comms? Think about that for a while. Question number 5 comes from Ken, AJ6GE. This is an email question. Bob, first congrats on the new digs and your escape from California. Curious, can you have both the PV frame and the wind camp mount on the 705 at the same time? Yes, my son, you can. You can have both the POV frame and the wind camp hooked up at the same time. I use this setup constantly. This is another email question. Hey Bob, hope the new shacks are both doing well. We moved to a new modern facility for the 2021 Superfest. It's a 76,000 square foot climate controlled dome. And in case, guys, you don't know what Superfest is, this is out of Peoria, Illinois. I went a few years ago, had a fantastic time. It was really, really good. If you'd be so kind, I'd love to have you throw a message out for our website, www.w9uvi.org. And mention that we are having Superfest this year. Currently over $2,000 just in door prizes alone, not including the grand prize to be determined. And guys, if you're in the Midwest, in the Illinois area, somewhere down that way, and I don't know what all's down there, go to Superfest. That was a great show when I went there, and it was in their old digs. Now they got new digs. It should be even better. This comes from David M0LMF. I have just been watching one of your YouTube videos from 2017 comparing the Kenwood D74 to the ICOM ID51. Very informative, thank you. Could I please inquire whether you think the ICOM ID52, which is due to be released at some point, is likely to tip the balance in favor, or do you think on the balance the Kenwood is still the better handheld? I'm wondering whether to purchase the D74 or wait until the ID52 comes available. I appreciate that in the UK the TH-D74E will only provide 2 rather than 3 bands. All right, Dave, I haven't seen an ID52. Very hard for me to say whether a radio is going to measure up to specs until I've got it in my hot little hands. We all like to think that the latest, greatest is going to contain all the things, all the toys that we want to see. But when I bought an FT2, I was pretty disappointed. I then took a second look at it, i.e. bought it. And then the FT3 came out. Answered most of the concerns that I had about the FT2. FT3 is a great radio. Likewise, the ID51 was a great radio 10 years ago. Well, actually about 6-7 years ago. I think it's a little long in the tooth. The D74 has been out now for a few years, but unfortunately, due to COVID and due to what I think a chip plant burning down in Japan, the D74 has been discontinued as of today. So, not a fair comparison. The ID52 is not out, so we haven't seen it. The D74 is kind of becoming a unicorn at this point. And that's it. Guys, I hope I answered a few of your questions. If you guys have more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments or send them in an email, and we'll do some of these question and answer things again. Guys, if you like the video, please thumbs up, hit the subscribe. You know what to do. It helps the algorithm. It feeds me and the algorithm. Anyway, that's all I got this time. Remember, I owe you 2 more and a live stream before the end of the month. I'm hoping to get back on track a little bit. But during the summer, please know that they may be a little bit late. Anyway, I'm Bob, K6UDA. I'm done. I'm out of here. 7-3. Catch you later.